Hey everybody, it's three guys with three things, and Wes, you are up.
Larry, I want to talk about Randall Cobb. Now, obviously, he had the big game last weekend, but I want to talk about Randall Cobb the person, because I think something that kind of gets forgotten about is, he didn't really play with a lot of these guys. In 2018, I think there's only about a dozen or so that were actually on that roster. So after the game, A.J. Dillon talked about how he was actually kind of nervous to even go up to him at first and kind of talk to him. He was a Packers legend after all. And listening to Davante Adams discuss it, where Cobb came in and kind of not really necessarily had to reprove himself, but kind of had to reintroduce himself. And over the last few months now has become a leader again on this football team. And it's going to be a really important piece for them down the stretch.
And Mike, what is your thing?
Well, Larry, today is October 7th, and between now and November 7th, exactly 1 month, the Packers will have 4 road games in their next 5. After November 7th, they have only 3 road games, fewer the rest of the regular season than they do over the next month. It's time for a road warrior mentality here. The Packers need to stack some victories through this middle portion of the season.
And of course, they're heading to Cincinnati this week, and my father was born in Cincinnati. And when I was in high school, he took me out there to see my great-grandma, Grandma Fleck, and she was in her 90s. So we go to the nursing home, and the lady tells us she can't see anything, but if you yell in her ear, she can hear you. So my dad gets close to the bed, cups his hands around her ears, and says, "Grandma, it's the McCarrens from Chicago." She goes, what? Then just settles down. So he cups his hands again, leans down, says, a little louder now. "Grandma, it's the McCarrens from Chicago." What? Then she quiets down again. And so the next time, at the top of his lungs, everybody in the nursing home had to hear it. My dad goes, "Grandma, it's the McCarrens from Chicago." And she goes, "Chicago? Do you know the McCarrens?" My dad says, "We are the McCarrens." And that's three guys with three things. See you next time.